Welcome to the Schema video, the guide to understanding and implementing schema on your local business site. Now, this is one of my favorite things to do because it essentially lays out to search exactly what your page is about. So structured data, that is data you add to your site to make it easier for search engines to understand. One of the cool things that is SIA confirmed that pages with schema outrate pages without. So it's very important to get this on there. And you got to think of all these different things that we're doing as, a tweak with a point here, a percent there. And when you add all these up together, it's going to make a huge difference. Now, also, one of the cool things is schema is a little bit complex in implementing, but I've got it to the point where it should be really easy for you to take what I'm about to show you and implement it. Now, some things to remember is that we're going to be using Schema Markup from schema.org. It's going to be based on the Find Your Local Business, and I'm going to show you how to do it where you've got one location or multiple. And take a look at the schema.org/local business page to find the relative business schema as far as a type, in which I'll show you here in a minute, to the business that you're trying to rank. Also, schema helps with the Google Knowledge Graph. So what it does is that because it has the data there, it's the profile that you're using. So if you're using your Yelp or if you're using StyleSeat or Facebook, it'll help match those together. Now, remember, do not have duplicate markups. That means if a site on there multiple times, just do one time. Make sure that it's clean, easy to understand, because we also don't want extra code on the page because extra code causes it to load longer. We want it to run clean, smooth, and fast. The Google Testing Tool URL is one that we're going to be using a lot in this, and we're going to use the WordPress plugins, Markup, JSON, LD, structured in schema.org, and so go add script to individual pages, header and footer. Now let's take a look at the individual pages that we're going to want to mark up, as well as what we're going to have across the site. So schema by page, your individual pages, you got your home page. Now you're going to put local schema on here if you've got one business location. But if you got more than one business location, you're going to use the organization for the home page. Now, your local page, I'm going to jump down a little bit. Your local page is where you're going to put your local business schema, your local business markup, if you have multiple. If you have one, use the local. If you have multiple, use organization on the home page. If you have multiple locations, use the local business schema on each location. On the service pages, this is a little trick, you're going to use product markup with reviews or product markup without reviews. The product markup with reviews is what's going to get the stars, but you got to make sure that you got reviews on that page that you can reference. Then we've got our about page markup, contact page markup, and then across the site, what we've got blog posts. So that's going to be across all the blogs. You can differentiate between article or blog. I really haven't found a difference. Then you're going to have site navigation, breadcrumbs, and website markup on all the pages. Now, I've put together the schema markup that you can input the information for your business for each one of these pages that you'll be able to use, that you can download or view. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you a live example. I'm going to set up Chomp Orthodontics with this, and I'm going to walk you from each page step by step on how to do this. Go ahead, log into the back end of WordPress, and we're going to go and download a plugin that we don't have on here yet, which is going to be the Schema Markup plugin. It's this one right here. He's got a little stash going on. Hipster icon. Activate. Now we're going to go to our schema settings. All right, so this is what we're going to turn on, and we're going to use this for site-wide posting or site-wide schema. Let's turn it on for our blog. Posts only. Make sure the information's correct. Your publisher logo if you have one. Let's find one. Sometimes it doesn't always work with the image size that I have, but I'm going to use this, our logo. Let's take it down, 600. Oh. Let's do 350, see what happens. Save changes. So our blog post is enabled. Now let's go back. Let's enable website. Enable all pages in the header. Save that. Now we've already got our information in here. To the next one. Now let's set up site navigation. And that's essentially to help understand the navigation of the site as it states. Back to the settings. Okay. And breadcrumbs. Don't want to display on the home page. Go ahead, save changes, come back. Now, let's take a look at what it looks like on our home page. Okay, so now we've got entry, which is one that's done by connecting from Search Console. We've got website, we got site navigation. Remember, it's the home page, so we don't have the breadcrumbs on there. Now what we want to do is enable, because we're a one location site, we want to enable the local business. So if we enable local business, let's take a look. Now, I don't like using this local business. I like to input it myself because I like to add a little bit more information. All right, so we got geo circle, address, serve cuisine for food establishments, opening hours. I mean, this plugin makes it really easy. But what I want to do is I want to take it and add additional social profiles so I can match everything. So if you've got a site, let's say that you have a profile, if legal is an example, you know, on Justia, you want that to be associated with this as well too, or Avil, you want those reviews to be associated from that site with your site. So we have is our local business code. Now you guys are going to have access to this. Now I've already written it for Chomp Orthodontics. But also in here, I've got the example for you guys that you can take this and use that for your sites. All you got to do is insert these pieces here and then use this as the example for what you need to input. So one of the things I want you to note is that on the local business is type, dentist. Okay? So we're going to go to that URL I was talking about on Schema, schema.org/local business. All right, now scroll down, and this is where you find the potential service that you can put in to the type. All right, and it'll drill down. So if we look at dentist, scroll down again, medical business. So if we look at medical business, it's kind of a loop in some cases, right? So we've got dermatology, dentist, medical clinic. Each of these, so we've got a lot of different options to choose from. So we use dentist, okay? And then that's what we plugged in to here. So let's go ahead, let's copy this, and we're gonna put it on our home page. Go ahead, edit, and remember we added the script so we can add it to the header. Scroll to the bottom. Right here. Update. All right, now let's rerun that test, see how it comes out. There we go. Dentist. This is a local business right here. It's got type, dentist, name, description, and this description I pulled that we had created with our tools from earlier. The URL, logo, email, all the contact information, image, price range. Now this is $1 to $4 signs. Payments accepted. You could put anything in here. All right. Has map. Now this is the map from Google Maps. So let's take a look. I'm gonna show you how to pull that. And go here to the actual map. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna get the URL. This URL right here, you would copy and paste that into here. And then same as, now these are the social profiles. And this is one of the things that I like because I can do it on my own, because I can add a ton of social profiles here. I can add all the ones that I want to. Versus in the other, in using the tool, you're limited to those. And the same goes for organization, which we're gonna go over here next. Now, if we had multiple organizations, we would do this and we would take it and we would put it on the location pages instead of the home page. And on the home page, what we would enable is the organization. Does that make sense? So we'd enable this just on the home page. We don't need it on all pages. then all the contact information, social profiles, see how it doesn't have everything, and then you'd use the local business on the location page. Okay, let's go ahead into the next, and we're going to set up the About Us page. Let's go to the About Us page. Edit page. Now use the About Us markup. So you've got the example for Chomp right here, and then you've got where you can insert here. All right. So also feel free to look at this website and pull that information. We're going to scroll down. And we're going to insert. Then we're going to save. And then you check it in your structured data testing tool. So we're going to do a new test. About Us. About page. This is the one. So type About page. Has to stay the same. The About Us URL. Headline About Us. That's fine. You don't need to put anything else really in there. We're just telling it's About Us page. The description. Web page. And it's okay to make these unique too, but overall I haven't noticed too much of a difference. And then we're going to have the type, the web page, ID, page, image, object that it's going to take from the header. It's got the type is dentist. Remember that we looked that up. The name, Chomp, logo, right? Logo URL, height, width. So everything came through, no errors. Now let me show you what an error looks like. And you can update here. So you see now we got an error and it says missing that piece. We just come back and put it back in to fix it. All right, so that's the About Us page. Now we're going to move on to the Contact Us page. And you want to make sure you have these pages. That's why I put them in here. This is standard for a website to have. Go to the back end, get our About Us, get our contact page. See how short this one is? Go ahead, copy that. Take this, and then we're going to place it here. Scroll up, update. Okay, let's put it in structured data, new test, contact page, URL, headline, type, ID. Oh, we got organization, so that's something that we want to update to dentist. So we're going to go back to our code. I'll show you how to edit in here. So it says right here, it says organization, change that to dentist. Update. Let's run a new test. Contact page. And there we go, dentist. Type dentist. Okay. And those are the basics for the pages. Now let's take a look at the blog. Because remember, we enabled blog across site. So to get to our blog, because I put it on the home page, I didn't want it linking from the navigation. Blog. Let's do this one. Should I get braces or Invisalign? All right, so let's look at this blog post. There we go, blog posting. We got 2 errors. What are the errors? Logo attribute. So that's something that needs to be updated that I'm going to need to do. So what we would do is we'd go back to the tool. We go to blog post once it comes up. Blog posting. And what we need to do, see, it's reading this wrong. So I'd have to mess with this. You'll want to mess with it to get it right. As a publisher logo, because it's not pulling it correctly in, and that's why we're getting the error. So this would be an area that we would need to update so it has the correct value. See, it's still pulling at 1326 and 1152. Now we're going to look at the service pages. This is something that I notice a lot of businesses don't implement. I don't think they're aware. This isn't something that's that intuitive because we're going to use product on a service page. So if we look at adult braces, we're going to add the service or product schema to the service page without the review because I don't have any on there. And then I'm going to add a review so you can see what it looks like when I do it. And what this aggregate rating does is that's what gives the stars for the page. So let's try it and see if we can get it to work. First, let me show you. I'm going to edit the page without reviews and then show you what it looks like. And what you do is you've got the brand, Chomp Orthodontics, name, the service name goes here. General description, right? Let's update. Go to braces, adult braces, run that through our test. See, we got a product, no errors, product, adult braces, description, brand, type, thing. So that's adding a service because it's type thing. It's adding a service without reviews. Now let's add one with reviews. But in order to add one with reviews, we want to have one on the page other that, because that could trigger a manual penalty if you don't. What we're going to do is we've got a review for Chomp. We're going to copy that review and we're going to put it in the page. Also, you can consider it a testimonial. So let's look at this review and we're going to take this. Amy Cole. Let's go into our content. Going to add another and it's going to be testimonial. Amy Cole. Orthodontic or braces. It's actually kids braces, isn't it? For this, I'm just going to put it. No company name. Update. Update the page. So here we got our testimonial. Now what we're going to do, let's take, and we're going to give ourselves a review count 1. Come back to the page, then we're going to edit and drop it into the header. Let's go ahead, drop it in our tool. Product, aggregate rating, rating 5, review count 1. Let's see if it even may have gone through. So what we're going to do, we're going to see how the page confirm its index by just searching Google. This is one way. It is, it's not coming through yet. Maybe because they haven't indexed the page since we put it up. So let's do a little trick to index our page. Go to Search Console. You're going to go to crawl, fetches Google. Let's try it again. Request indexing. I'm not a bot. Crawl this URL. Go. Indexing is requested. Let's try here. It can happen pretty fast sometimes, like 15 seconds I've seen it crawl and give output, but not yet. That's all right. So one of the last things of the schema that we're going to add are breadcrumbs, in which we want to activate it. And this is going to be on every page. So we're going to activate it. So even though it's not on the site, it's because it's not breadcrumbs on the page. So how I do it, so I put in a standard section. Let's add in our breadcrumbs. Just do standard section, full width, divvy breadcrumbs. It's good. A little bit further, but I'll work on that. Now let's take a look at what it looks like in the structured data tool. There we go. Now we got our breadcrumbs. So hopefully that made schema clear for you and how to implement. You've got the code. You can take that, apply it to all your local sites. One, other SEOs aren't doing it. I don't think they're able to do it at this level for the most part. Some are able to, but hopefully this video is very helpful and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.